Good.
Hello, everyone. It's Diane, the massage mentor, and I'm today. I'm in Austria. How about that?
Yay.
And I'm with Marguerite. Marguerite is a huge part. It's not often that I get a recommendation from Master Ohashi. So I mean, that's a really big deal. Ohashi was like, you have to meet Marguerite. So I'm very honored to have you here, all the way from Austria, and you're kind of head of Ohashiatsu in Austria. You kind
Um,
of have your home thing there going.
yeah, I am. That's true. And I'm so honored that Ohashi recommends me because Ohashi's, well, I would say one of my big pillars in life. He's changed my life, simply that. And that
Yes,
includes business and everything.
yes, and I have to say that too changed mine. I was funny because I was looking over some of your stuff, and I think that we were in New York City around the same time because you were there in 2000 through like 2003. And I know I was there because I have my little. Remember,
Oh,
we used to get those little paper sheets where they would write what classes you took and sign off on everything.
of course, I still do that with my students.
It's
It's really
awesome.
hard.
So that's when you started your journey with
Well, it
Ohashi.
was actually 1999 when I came to the Ohashi Institute when I moved to New York. And I might have left actually when you came because it was 2002 when I moved back to Vienna in Austria. So we just missed each other. Too bad.
so you so what was it like for you to come to New York and begin your journey with bodywork?
It's been really uh, hmm, not planned that way. It was really coming towards me, and I had no idea what influence it would have on me. So I was just moving there because of my ex-husband. And well, I did shiatsu before, and I thought I want to meet Ohashi. And then I came there. Oh, and that's when the whole journey started. It was just a totally new experience. And well, I didn't notice right away all the specialties of ohashiatsu because first I thought, oh, pretty much the same as what I did. Oh my God, no. And then when I dug deeper, it was clear that it was it was touching me much deeper in a sense that it also influenced my life. It wasn't just, doing the work and doing techniques or anything like that, but I pretty much in the beginning realized how big the influence is on my, well, everyday life, really.
It's so true, and I love that you're saying that because I think it does. I think getting into the bodywork field changes your life, and then too when you have a teacher like Ohashi who kind of secretly in a very interesting way makes you think about everything by being just such a brilliant teacher. So when you're there now, tell us a little bit about what you have going on in Austria. You did a great class called Transitions, which is now in the Massage Mentor
Oh, I'm so
Institute.
proud of it. I'm so proud of it. Well, transitions is really one of the outstanding things in Ohashiatsu. It's always what people tell me, my clients tell me, the students tell me, or other people who come from other shiatsu schools, they come and get a session from me and they say, oh my God, you have such a smooth flow. It's like a dance, what you're doing. And so this is possible through the transitions that we do. And it's not just going from one technique to another and have a certain technique to transition, but it's part of the work. The transitions are part of the work. They are still doing something. It's not just between two things. And so that's really what people notice as the difference.
And for me, I've always worked on the table, but going to these classes, this is where I feel like it's so important to have people that work on the mat in the institute, especially Ohashiatsu practitioners too, is because the cross patterning the way that you work on the floor can be transferred onto the table. So I'm highly recommending your classes of transitions because they're things that you can learn and incorporate on the table.
Oh, so I believe so. You can incorporate it in any movement you do, actually. When you're cooking, Ohashi is such a fan of cooking, remember? So cooking is all cross patterning, and you cut in a different way. It's just in every movement there should be cross patterning, because this is how we're built. This is how we're built. We're mammals, and look at the horses, at dogs, or whatever. They are cross patterning. It's our nature.
And it makes it so much easier on your body. And when I know another thing that I'm sure we share with the work too is if you're working too hard and you're not having fun, you're not doing it right.
You're not cross-patterning.
You're not cross-patterning. So it's very true. And I've really always remembered those words, that if I'm not relaxed and I'm not having fun and I'm not almost dancing with the client, then the client's going to feel that difference.
And the clients feel it right away. It's so magic, really. You think, even if you think of something else, the clients feel it. It's just one-on-one. I mean, goes right into the client. It's such an exchange of energy. So that's really, people underestimate that, especially when we go deep into relaxation and centering in ourselves, then it goes directly to the client's energy. And they feel it.
Yes. So tell us a little bit more about what you have. You just did another class too. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
And that's really another big part of what makes Hashiatsu so powerful. It's about Hara diagnosis. And I mean, generally speaking, the whole concept of Hara is so important in Eastern philosophy. So working from the Hara is building also the connection. And so you move also from your Hara, and it makes it so light and easy and with no effort. But then this class was about diagnosing the Hara. So all the meridians that we're working with, they are running through the Hara, our belly. And from there we can read the body. Really, we can just, by touching it, you have an understanding of what's going on in different meridians, which are just, functions, like bladder meridian, autonomous nervous system, relaxation, the back is connected to it. And you touch this area in the Hara and it tells you.
Mm-hmm. And so just because, some people, when you say Hara, might not understand, can you just give us a little overview of what that word means to you and how you view the Hara? And could you define that for us?
Basically, this is the physical center, really. It's the belly. This is where our navel is, and also our beginning, kind of. This is where the womb is, where we were growing in the mother's womb, but as the umbilical cord, this is our center. And if you remember, or if you have a baby, or they always, when they have any discomfort, they talk about belly pain. It's always the belly. So this is really such a center for us. And in the Eastern world, it's even more. They move much more from the Hara. So it's physical, that's one thing, but then also the concept of Hara is this is our emotional center, our center of vitality. It's the spiritual center. It's the center of your intuition. So this is where, in German we have a nice word, actually. It's this Bauchgefühl. And you say from the gut.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That place. So if you make a big decision, you want to ask your gut, you go with your gut feeling, and that is belly. This is the Hara. It gives you a deeper sense of who you are, and it's more trustworthy than the person, right? So this is, it's so important to be connected to the Hara at all times, and this grows actually as we do more work with the Hara, and we exercise and be more conscious, meditate. That improves the connection to your own Hara.
I almost feel like maybe this is out of turn. I didn't, we just jumped into this interview. I didn't even really let you prepare just because I thought it would be fun. so the hara is kind of almost the person behind the person. So if you go with your gut, right? So that's one of the things I feel like in body work that sometimes get missed. We're so in our head, like what muscle attaches here? What happens here? What happens here? What happens here? What happens here? And then to a degree, that's brilliant. That is brilliant. I'm not dismissing that. But the real decision maker, when it comes from your gut, you have to learn about your gut and that intuition. And I believe that that's where it lies, is in the hara. Am I passing that along correctly? Or?
Oh, totally. And I would say the hara is the difference between being and doing.
Yes.
And this is also where meditation comes in, because when you being, and this is what we always focusing, you heard it a lot when you were at the Hashi Institute, like just to be. It's actually our first principle. Don't press, just be there. This is our first and foremost principle. So, and this is all about being in the moment, being in your body, being present, fully present. And this is really what you are when you're in the hara. You're present, you're there, and this is being instead of doing. Being is in the hara, doing is here. And it makes a whole different story.
Is totally different story. I'm actually getting a little teary because again, this is a concept that sometimes gets lost in the shuffle, and I think it's really important to think of that in body work and to kind of view it as an art. Like I'm the thinker of the thoughts, not the thoughts. So the thinker of the thoughts is kind of in the hara. It's in the gut. It's lower down, and then I always say, the universe gave us brains to use. Not to live in. We should live in our hara, and it's just, that's why I think combining the two worlds in the Institute is important, because it's a nice blend, to have both points of view. I feel like I've been successful by having both points of view, and I've watched your work, and it's like a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful dance. And that cannot be done in your head.
Yeah. I give you another analogy that my Sufi master always says. The brain is, the intellect of the brain is the door. And to actually the deeper, you said it's another person inside you. That's the real you, and that's in a heart, or he says it's the intelligence of the heart. So those things, those two, brain and heart, or belly, or your deeper intuition, your deeper self, they absolutely have to go together. And I think the brain is the door to it. So if
I love that.
Well, you enter it, and there's all the wisdom. You have it all inside. You just need to enter it. And the brain is, oh gosh, it's important. It helps you.
And I think, these teachings give you the space to kind of recognize and do that. And like, that's why I get teary, because for me, it was like coming home. It was like, oh, I can slow down. I can get in my body, and then I can dance with my body work. I don't have to do or figure it out or learn every single tiny little thing because too, another thing, I'm rambling, I'm sorry, this gets me so excited.
Yay.
Is when, I went to a class where they did a dissection. Once the skin's pulled back, everybody is so different, and it's not like in the pictures, so intuition in body work is actually something that is very important.
Oh my God, yes. That's just like, again, it's that being. And if you imagine, when you just at your work, imagine you are just there. Don't even have a plan of what to do or nothing. Touch and then go with the flow. It's like this. Actually, I like this, how we're setting up this, or you set up the interview, because it's the same thing. You talk to someone, there is a question and answer, and there's a talk, and back and forth, and it's the same thing. We're actually in an interaction when we work on someone. I have no idea in the beginning where I go to. I touch, I get a signal from the body, and I respond. And then it responds back to me. And it's like this conversation, this so it comes so naturally. It's so, I love it.
It is 100% a conversation. And I say this all the time is, I get to talk. One of the reasons I love bodywork is I'm not always the best with words, but I'm really good with talking with my hands. I can show you what's up with my hands. And I think that has been so freeing for me as kind of a socially maladjusted being. I mean, some people might see me here and be like, oh, you're nuts. So what do you mean? But, I'm a little shy. But with
really?
but these, I mean,
wow, how good must your hands be if I hear you talk? If this is not your strength to talk, then how good must your hands be?
Ooh. So,
but really, yeah.
So I have one more question. I don't want to keep it too long, but I also too, when I describe working, I say working from my hips. Working from my hara as a way to kind of break it down easy. And I always picture it, all the energy from above and all the energy from below, and where they meet and where they're the strongest. And you just said, where we carry our children, with a man, where they would carry their children. So how would you kind of describe that part of it? Like how it gathers its strength, why that part of our being is also a physical strength?
Well, if you consider that the meridians, they all go through the hara, and actually there is different meridian systems. Masunaga, he was digging out old charts. They're much older, and in that model, the meridians originate all in the hara, and they go to every little cell in the body, to the brain, to the fingertips, to the toes. So everything originates here. But you have to understand that meridians are also intermingled. They all feed each other, and they go from one to the next and to the next. So everything comes always back to the hara. So isn't it logical somehow that, it's the connecting part, it's the bridge between everything. This is where it all comes together. And if the hara is balanced,
and all
the rest.
That's probably why my belly did flip-flops the first time I saw my wife.
Oh yeah. Well, that happens in the hara for sure. For sure.
So okay. So I mean, you're a master. So let's just break this down for anyone who might be watching that doesn't quite understand, what is this meridian thing? What is this? What is she talking about? Okay, so now I understand what hara is, but what in God's green earth? What is all this meridian stuff?
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, this is, of course, a different language.
It's a big question.
Yeah. I mean, this is simply an explanation for how energy runs in your system. And you could say, well, energy is in the blood, it's in the muscles, in the lymph,
everything,
fascia, whatever. But it's all connected. It's all interconnected, and it is based on experience. Everybody who experiences the connection between these things, like touching the big toe, and I feel it here. Oh, yes. And so this is how it was born. This is not something that you can, if you cut open a body, you don't see meridians. Of course not. But you can feel them. And this is thousands of years old. Imagine, people didn't have all the technology to find the science to do this, but the experience was always there. And it's simply, you can feel it on your own body. Just press some points and you feel it.
I really think that the industry is going to do a big circle back around to find it's like, because it's true, these things have been known for thousands and thousands of years, and trying to figure out and pinpoint and explain the unexplainable is a very difficult task. Everybody is different, every journey is different, every way is different. Every relationship with the universe is different.
Right.
It's a lot to try to explain.
And I'm so glad actually that this happens, Diane, because it's not good to say, oh, this is woo-woo and this is technology and science, this is proven. We need both. We simply need both. It all comes together in one human being, and we are both. That's what it is. And I'm so glad they're more and more proving these things.
Yes.
Exist. So
I feel like I just took a dip in a nice hot tub, and the moon was out, and there's a little wind blowing through my buzzed head, and my soul feels full. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Diane, and thank you for the great work that you're doing, bringing all this together. I'm so excited.
So please, if this conversation didn't make your hand stand up at some point, you got to check out Marguerite and the Massage Mentor Institute. You got to check her out, period. I'll put up her information. She does great classes. I'm hoping she gives us another class soon for the Institute. And like I said, it's really, you got to think about, just imagine bringing these two worlds together a bit with your work. Again, it's been just such a huge deal for me. And Marguerite, thank you so much for your bravery. First of all, I love when I hear stories about people who leave their home, travel, and go to a foreign place, learn all this stuff, and then just do it.
It all paid out. It was just the biggest thing in my life to be in another country, in New York, and find all these great things.
Thank you for your bravery, and thank you for bringing it to Austria. And it's a beautiful thing you're doing as well. And I'm honored to speak with you. I'm honored to get the chance to know you, and I value you, and I appreciate your work.
Thank you so much.
Marguerite! Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for having me.
Hang tight.